Now at this point, hopefully you've seen several of our lead stream videos and you're starting to understand how powerful lead stream can be in helping you and your organization connect with more people in less time using the power of PhoneBurner, making it extremely easy for your organization to power through their calls. Like let's take for example a blind pull lead stream, right? If you configure it properly, your team, all they have to do is sign in, connect to the system, and now they're able to start powering through their calls, right? One after the other, the system is just going to start to feed them calls. If somebody doesn't answer, they move on to the next call. But what happens if the contacts that they're calling, or if a new contact that's delivered into that lead stream? Now we've talked about this. Hopefully you watched this video. We've talked about how you can have contacts automatically flow into a lead stream via the API to become the very next call in a lead stream. But what if the contact filling out that form doesn't enter a phone number, right? Maybe they put in their name. And they might even put in an email address, but they don't put in a phone number. And so that contact gets put into the distribution folder for our hot and fresh leads. Obviously, without a phone number, we can't call them. So should we even waste our caller's time with that contact? Or what if a contact that comes into the system enters a phone number, but it's not even a good phone number? What if they add their phone numbers 123 123 45 6 7, right? Clearly not a valid phone number. But what if they put that in as their phone number just so that they can get to the other side of that contact form? Obviously, we don't want those contacts to be added to the dial session, right? We don't need to waste our team's time trying to contact somebody that they can't actually call. We want our callers calling good, legitimate contacts. Now, what if the contact that's filling out the form puts in a phone number that your team has previously marked as do not call? Again, we don't want our team wasting their time calling those contacts. And PhoneBurner has a way to ensure that your team doesn't waste their time. Now, when it comes to DNC, it's just part of the system, whether you're using LeadStream or not. We're not going to allow you to call a contact that's on your team's DNC. But if those contacts are flowing into a lead stream, not only do we not allow your team to call those contacts or those phone numbers, but we start to segment that data into what we call a review folder. So let me show you how that works. So I'm going to go back to the dial session. And as you saw me there, I just added a couple contacts with no good phone numbers, right? So if we're calling from a blind pull lead stream, those contacts should be our next calls. But as you know, because I just told you, they're not going to be those calls. So let's go ahead and mark Bucky as set appointment, and let's move on to our next call. And you'll see that we did not call any of those new contacts that came in with no phone numbers or no valid phone numbers. So we'll just make a couple more phone calls just so you can kind of see that that is in fact what happened. Now let's end our dial session. And here, as a team member, as a caller, I see a summary of all of the calls I actually made. Doesn't matter if contacts were skipped or not. I only see a summary here of all the calls that I made. And if I click into view the details, again, I only see the contacts that I actually called. I don't need to waste my view or my energy as a caller on anything that's automatically skipped. However, as an admin, I probably do care about the contacts that were skipped. So let's go ahead and close this dial session window. Let's go back to PhoneBurner and we're going to refresh our contact manager. When I refresh the contact manager, what you'll notice is there are now 2 new folders that were created automatically by the system for me. The first folder is a lead review main folder. This is a folder where we automatically create subfolders for any lead stream that generates skipped contacts. So if we go in here to our review hot fresh leads, right? So it's always going to be review and then the name of the lead stream that it's specific to. So in this particular case, this is the review folder for my hot fresh leads. And this folder is a subfolder under the lead review folder. Now there will only be one lead review folder, but there will be or could be a folder for every lead stream if contacts that flow into that lead stream don't have any valid phone numbers. Now, if I open up one of these contacts, let's take the first one, new contact. Remember, that's the one that we added to the system without a phone number. So if I open that up, you'll see there is in fact no phone number, and there is a note indicating that there are no valid phone numbers. So I can see exactly why the contact did not get called in the dial session. If I go to the next contact or the previous contact, in this particular case, this is the one that we put in second with no good phone number. So we've got a phone number of 123123456, which is clearly not a valid phone number. We will see a note that says there are no valid phone numbers, and 123123456 is not a valid domestic number. So we can't actually call it. Now, if the phone number that was skipped was a valid phone number, but wasn't a good phone number for our team to call because it's on our team's DNC, then not only would it be skipped here for not being a valid phone number, but we would see a note next to the phone number indicating that it's DNC. So you as an admin can easily see why any contact was skipped during a dial session, and then you can of course deal with it, right? If you're buying leads from a lead vendor, you may want to reach out to that lead vendor to address the issue with no phone numbers or bad phone numbers, whatever that might be. If the contact is coming through your website and filling out a form, maybe they gave you a good email address and you might want to reach out to them to ask them for a good phone number. Right, but that's going to be up to you how you deal with these contacts that come into your account with no valid phone numbers. They're non-callable phone numbers, so they're getting skipped. And that's just one more way that PhoneBurner tries to help you and your organization stay focused. So now your team doesn't get distracted with any contacts that are not callable, and then you can deal with them at the appropriate time as an admin. So anyway, thanks for taking a moment to watch this video. I hope this helps you and your organization get the most out of PhoneBurner. Thanks again, and happy dialing.